You know when everything looks perfect, stars aligned, setup spot on, and somehow, it just doesn't happen? That's exactly what went down with McLaren in Singapore. After 2 tough races, the Woking crew arrived at Marina Bay with pure confidence. The track layout, the hot asphalt, the tire wear, everything played to the MCL 39 strengths. It was supposed to be the weekend they'd slap Verstappen around. Last year, Lando Norris absolutely owned this track. So yeah, expectations were sky high. But this time, things didn't go to plan. On paper, McLaren had all the tools. Soft tires, perfect strategy, even team boss Andrea Stella said this was their shot at redemption. But when the lights went out, the magic just wasn't there. The car still handled the tires beautifully, that's their trademark, but the pace wasn't championship level. Norris finished 3rd, Piastri right behind in 4th, and sure, they clinched the constructors' title, but it didn't feel like a win. So what happened? Flashback to Friday. Lando came out of practice looking puzzled. Said the car felt weird, especially at the front. That smooth, precise feel he had last year? Gone. And when a driver loses that connection with the front end, it's like flying blind. Stella later explained, the new tire compounds for this season changed the way the car behaves. Hard and medium tires were fine, but the softs, the ones that really matter for a win, were acting up. And that's the mystery of Singapore. McLaren didn't lose because of strategy or speed. They lost because of a subtle tire shift that killed the car's front-end balance, and with it, Lando's confidence. In Formula One, sometimes what keeps you from winning isn't a big failure, it's a tiny detail you can't even see. And that's exactly what tripped McLaren up under the lights of Marina Bay. You know when you can tell the vibe is bad just by the way people breathe? Yeah, that's basically Ferrari right now. At the end of 2024, everything looked promising. Fans thought 2025 would be the year Ferrari would finally fight McLaren head-on again. The gap was tiny, the car looked solid, and Leclerc still smiled like he believed. But time passed, and hope turned into frustration. Race by race, the same story repeated: no pace, no rhythm, no joy. Leclerc, usually calm and diplomatic, started to crack. First came the angry radio in Hungary, "I've got no pace, I can't hold anyone." Then came the interviews, sharper and more emotional each time. Behind the scenes, the mood was sour. The SF25 had potential on paper, but reality didn't match the theory. They tweaked the front wing, redesigned the rear suspension, nothing worked. And the numbers? Brutal. In the last 5 races, Ferrari scored 50 points. McLaren 134. Mercedes 105. Even Red Bull, on a bad streak, got 98. Ferrari? Just stuck in confusion. Then came Singapore, the breaking point. The brakes overheated, the pit wall kept yelling "cool the brakes," and Leclerc just lost it. He screamed over the radio while Hamilton dealt with the same issue quietly. Italian media say things exploded after qualifying. Fred Vasseur had a heated argument with a senior engineer, and several team members got fed up with Leclerc's harsh public comments. They say he went too far, airing the team's dirty laundry for everyone to see. Now, the tension is sky high. Rumors swirl that Leclerc's camp is already exploring options: Mercedes, McLaren, maybe more. He'll wait for the 2026 rule changes, but if Ferrari doesn't deliver, he's gone. Leclerc's fast, fiery, and done waiting. And if Ferrari can't keep up, this love story might end sooner than anyone expected. Some rivalries fade with time. Others? They age like spicy wine, and Hamilton versus Alonso is definitely the second kind. It all started back in 2007, when they shared the McLaren garage and turned it into a Cold War zone. 18 years later, 7 world titles, countless duels, and guess what? Just one spark and boom! The fire's back. That spark came in Singapore. Race almost over, Alonso on the radio, absolutely losing it. He shouted, in full Alonso rage mode. F*******, SI man. I can't believe this is *****. Is it safe to drive with no brakes? He was furious at Hamilton, who was having brake issues too but still keeping him behind. Alonso finished 8th, right behind Lewis, and that didn't sit well. So, a few hours later, Hamilton struck back. But not with words, with memes. He posted a video of Victor Meldrew, the grumpy old guy from the British sitcom One Foot in the Grave, yelling, "I don't believe it," over and over. Exactly like Alonso's radio meltdown. And the caption? 18 years of this. Instant chaos. Fans went wild, digging up 2007 stories, the McLaren meltdown, the infamous looks, the interviews, the whole drama rebooted overnight. And that's the beauty of it. Alonso still hates losing, Hamilton still loves trolling, and Formula One is way more entertaining because of it. Because honestly, what's F1 without a little bit of Alonso versus Hamilton chaos? In Formula One, there's an unwritten rule. If you focus too much on tomorrow, you lose today. But if you only live for today, you might be left behind when the future hits. And that's exactly the tightrope Red Bull is walking right now. While most teams have already switched their focus to 2026, the year of the big regulation reset, Red Bull is doing the opposite. Instead of saving resources for the future, they keep upgrading their current beast, the RB21. And here's the twist, it's actually working. In Monza, they dropped a brand new floor, and Verstappen said it straight up, it definitely helped. The car looked sharper, faster, more dominant. Then in Singapore, they rolled out a new front wing, and again, performance went up. They'd clearly found something. But that brings up the million-dollar question. Is it worth it? Why keep developing a car that'll be obsolete in a year? Team boss Laurent Mekies answered that with calm precision. He admitted that extending RB21's development could affect their 2026 project, with budget caps and limited aero testing making every decision count. But according to him, it's worth it. We need to understand how far this project can go, he said. What we learn now will guide next year's car, even with completely new regulations. So it's not just about 2025, it's about building knowledge, refining tools, and entering the next era sharper than anyone else. In the end, Red Bull chose to keep fighting in the present, knowing full well it might cost them later. It's bold, risky, and very on-brand. Because if there's one thing Red Bull has proven, it's that playing safe never wins championships. Some wins you expect, plan for, maybe even bet on. And then there are the ones that just make no sense. That's exactly what Mercedes pulled off in Singapore, a win so unexpected that even they couldn't explain it. Ever since the ground effect era began, the Silver Arrows have been a roller coaster. One weekend they're flying, the next they're fighting to escape Q2. The W16 has been more mystery box than race car. And yet, Singapore happened. A hot, twisty street circuit, literally the last place you'd expect Mercedes to dominate. If someone had said George Russell would win there, people would have laughed. But he did. And not just win, he controlled the race. Pole position, flawless pace, no mistakes. Verstappen and Norris had nothing. Even team boss Toto Wolff was baffled. Russell said, "If I made a list of races I thought we could win this year, Singapore would be at the bottom." Wolff added, half laughing, "If you told me we'd dominate here, I wouldn't believe it." There was no secret upgrade, no bold gamble. It just clicked. The track temperature at night hovered around 33 to 34 degrees Celsius, warm but not brutal. The medium tires came alive. Russell managed to fend off Verstappen on softs, and once Max's pace dropped, George disappeared into the distance. Even rookie Antonelli finishing fifth showed something unusual. The car felt smooth, balanced, confident. 3 words we haven't heard about Mercedes in a long time. And that's the mystery. No one at the factory can quite explain why it worked. The setup? The surface? Just plain luck? Toto Wolff summed it up perfectly. You tell me. But maybe it doesn't need explaining. Because sometimes in Formula One, when the stars align, and you walk away with the trophy, the mystery is part of the magic.